I predict some kind of stupid washout at some point today. Ooh, okay, I bottomed it there. Ooh, there's a lot of sand, bro. I'm headed out to the expert section up to Cache Mountain. We're gonna ride it on the KTM 390 Enduro R. Should point out I'm on stock tires right now. Oh, the view's getting good. Yo. I spend a lot more time airing off of things. Hello friends, Dork in the Road here, and this is the Oregon BDR, and more specifically, Section 5 of the Oregon BDR, one of the toughest parts of the Oregon BDR, I think most would agree, and in case that wasn't tough enough, I'm headed out to the expert section up to Cache Mountain. We're gonna ride it on the KTM 390 Enduro R with stock tires. So there is a lot of sand in between us and the top of that mountain. So it's going to be a real test for what honestly are 50-50 tires. Oh yeah, I can already feel it pushing. So I hate riding in the sand. I particularly hate riding in the sand on tires that aren't as knobby as possible. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for the people. I'm suffering for the people. Hopefully I don't die. I want to see, and I want you to see, and I want us to know how this bike does on one of the toughest parts of the Oregon BDR. The road from here to Cache Mountain is one of my favorite places on earth to ride motorcycles. It is challenging, but it is beautiful and it is very fun to ride. There's a ton of these whoops, as you can see. Oh, I've still got the rear cranked up like I had the like when I had the luggage on it, so it might be a little bouncy for today. We're about to find out because there's a ton of whoops between us and where we're headed. Pretty happy I disabled that kickstand switch though, because there's definitely going to be some foot touching it. Yeah. So right away I noticed that this front wheel just does not track well in the sand. Oh my God, at all. Yeah. Hopefully the rear has enough tread. It has decent tread, but it's not very deep. But hopefully it has enough to paddle me through. I ran into a couple guys who just did this section a couple days ago, and they said, "Oh, Dusty, what's up? You didn't see me at all." They said it was wet underneath a couple days ago, which is better traction, but seriously feels like the handlebars are moving. Huh, weird. But it isn't, this stuff is sometimes 4-inch deep sand, and it isn't that today, so that's good. I'm thankful for that at least. The gorgeous lake right here. This trail goes down to it, right? Yeah. I can't believe, so it's Juneteenth. There was a lot of traffic on the road, and like the parking lots at all the trailheads were super full, but there's nobody up here. I kind of expected the OHV to be full. And it is not. So, not terrible. No, they took the fire pit out. They don't want people camping here. Well, fires are banned right now anyway, but I don't love that the fire burned all this, but it makes for a much better view of Mount Washington, and it's early enough in the year, there's still snow on it. You come up here in August, and not only will that be barren rock, but it'll be so smoky, you won't be able to see anything anyway. Unfortunately, the wildfires are just a consistent reality out here nowadays, so certain times of year you can forget about the views, so it's nice to come get them while they're available. Oh yeah, that doesn't track at all on the sand. Also, not to keep preaching on the same high horse or whatever, not to get political, but this is the National Forest. I'm in the Deschutes National Forest right now. All of this is up for sale in that Senate reconciliation bill. All of this could get sold, and we'd lose access to it. This is my favorite place to ride in Oregon, maybe on earth, and we could lose it forever, because once it's gone, we're not going to get it back. So call your senator if you haven't. This cannot happen. There's some chunky. Oh yeah, she's whew. This front tire sucks in the sand. I'm unimpressed is a word I would use. Suspension feels good. It's almost too tight. Obviously, the rear is, because I haven't cranked it back down, but the front is also in max payload. But the difference there is I can adjust it really easily. In fact, I should. It feels very bouncy. Let's see if, take a couple clicks out, how that feels. Right at 15. It's at 10 right now. 15 on both. There's 30 clicks. I predict some kind of stupid washout at some point today. I should not. I mean, I've done all this on my DRZ by myself in the past. I definitely had track masters on that. I wouldn't feel bad at all if I had decent knobbies on the front. I'm gonna bitch about it all day. Sorry, deal with it. Hey, there's a rig we gotta pass. I don't really notice the extra weight though, at least not yet. Now I'm used to heavy dual sports. I'm used to my 300L, and like I said, I used to ride my DRZ out here a ton. It's definitely heavier than my dirt bike. Rocks. This is where Grant got that rental bike sideways. Some chunk. Lots of butterflies. The monarchs are out. That's cool. No one around you, bud. Definitely faster on a motorcycle than it is in a four-wheeled vehicle. Thankful for that. Oh, okay, I bottomed it there. I may need to back off a little. There's definitely some chunky shit up here. So second gear is pretty good for this. You got to keep the revs up, obviously. But she doesn't have any down low power, so there's some clutch work involved, but I haven't had to shift a bunch. So that's good. Yeah, not bad. Good speed, good 25, 30 in second gear, and the higher the revs, the more power you get. So first is pretty twitchy though, fueling on and off. Definitely want second because you need to go a little faster through this stuff. Stay on top of it. Oh yeah, I'm getting tired. My arms are getting tired. That's exercise. I don't have my elbows out. Prairie dogging it. Okay, so officially the beginning, you can see Cache Mountain 2 miles. This is the beginning of the expert section because the BDR goes this way. We're turning off of it. I'm gonna take a drink. Whew. Seriously. 2 miles, no big rush. We'll get there when we get there. But we gotta go around this little mountain and then up the backside of the big one. The view up there is spectacular. It does sometimes hold snow at the top later in the year. I'm hopeful that's not the case today, but I haven't verified that anyone's been up there yet, so we're gonna find out one way or the other. Well, I'm happy with shifting with my Tech 7s in this. I am using the side of my boot, but I always do. But I haven't adjusted the shifter at all, so that's a good sign. It's a good sign. Oh, yeah, okay. I feel like the bottom, the rear bottoming. I always tell the story when I come up here. I followed a RAV4 up this one time. I don't know how far they made it, but I didn't see an oil pan and a bunch of oil when I came back down, so they got somewhere. But this gets real chunky up around the corner. And yeah, I just don't think a RAV is really the high clearance vehicle they're talking about when they say high clearance vehicles only on roads like this. Okay, I'm guessing the Prius turned here, I hope. Or it was not a Prius, the RAV, the Toyota car. But this is the way to the top. You can see it's a little chunkier. And then there's just a shit ton of exposure up top, which is another reason why this is an expert route, because it's easy to get intimidated by the multi-thousand feet drop off to your right. See what I mean? Let's do some chunk on this, okay? Yeah. It'll do the chunk, sure, no big deal. No big deal, it loves the chunk. Like sloth loves chunk. Ooh, there's a lot of sand, bro. Holy shnikes. There's my obstacle. No, this isn't it yet. Not quite. It's right there, I see it. Yeah, this is my rock wall I got stuck on last time, but the move is to go left. No, this is not as bad as I remember either. Ugh. We're good. We're good, baby. And then a loose ass climb up and around the corner. Oh yeah, this stuff's fun. Should point out I'm on stock tires right now. They're okay, but they're not amazing. Oh, the view's getting good. Yeah, sketchy, little exposure, just a bit. So people don't like it, you know. I don't know why. It's not at all horrifying. Last little hill, Oh, this has been, oh, I don't like that part. I don't like that part. Get on the high side. Yo, I just hit a branch and it tried to point me that way. Ow. Whew. Okay. That's not great. I didn't like that at all. It got me shooketh. I don't want to go that way. Yeah, the cinder rock sucks, dude. It's way better though. It's been definitely compacted some. It's really hard to go in a straight line. Okay, here we go. We made it. And we're on the roof of the world. Oh my God. Beautiful. Maybe a little too much air in these tires. Too bouncy, but holy shnikes, dude. Whew. That's it. Cache Mountain Expert. That is Subtle Lake to the northeast. Black Butte is basically due east. You can see Black Butte Ranch. That's that green grassy area down there. Sisters is in the distance over there. It's harder to see, but it is there. Over here, you've got, I see a plume of smoke. That's the Three Sisters. One is behind that mountain, or is that mountain? I don't know. Oh no. Anyway, that's the Three Sisters. That's Broken Top in the back. And then that is Mount Washington. And that is the closest mountain. We are very close. In fact, we're in the Mount Washington Wilderness right now. Out there is Big Lake. That is Hayrick Butte. And behind it, you can see the very top of Hoodoo ski area. And then over here, that's Three Finger Jack. And the big white mountain is Jefferson. Down there is Meadow Lake. And one of these is Hand and one's Finger Lake. I don't remember exactly which. But yeah, it's kind of gorgeous up here. You get a great view of this side when we're riding back down. So I'm not going to focus on it too much. But fun fact over here, I discovered not that long ago, but you see the flat top plateau this side of Hoodoo is Hayrick Butte. And then Hoodoo was on the back side. But the story goes, those two got switched on a map at some point because Hayrick Butte is a Hoodoo, the volcanic formation that bubbled up under a glacier, and Hoodoo is a butte, so not a Hoodoo. I don't know, I read that somewhere. Not sure if it's true, but it makes sense to me. Whew, look at that mountain. Anyway, if you had any questions about at least the capability of the 390 Enduro R, here we are in a BDR expert section. And aside from a little mismanaged looseness and a branch trying to knock me off a cliff, it did pretty well. Back down around the squidgy stuff, and then down the sandy exposed part, and then the super loose rocky chute, and then it's just over and over and over again here. But how about that view of Mount Washington, huh? How about it? I don't hate it. Honestly, I just like to take it easy going down here. Just hug the side, let it roll. Especially on a bigger bike. If you were on a GS or something, this would be sketchy palooza. You see how squiggly I got on the way up here? Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. This stuff is just so loose. And these cinder rocks are super light, so they just move around very easily. It's like riding on marbles. Look at those lakes, though. Wow. So cool. So cool. There's a little one. There's a road that goes to a lot of these. If you know where to turn, they're not roads. They're sandy snowmobile trails, actually. But I've definitely been to Meadow Lake before on one of those roads. This is that branch that tried to kill me. Definitely ride right up against it again. That's smart. Oh, that's neutral. That's still neutral. There you go. What are you doing to yourself, buddy? Who knows? Gorgeous. God, the views coming down are spectacular, but I don't really want to look at them because I don't want to go into them. Look at this. This has got to be sketchy in side by side. About 3 feet higher on the right here. Or a rig. People bring their overlanding rigs up here. Legit. Pretty funny. That would be so fun-ish, potentially. Probably not. And here's the super exposure in the sand. I just love it. Those are, that's not deer tracks. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, it looked like a carnivore. Looked like paws, but that's definitely a deer. Maybe there's a wolf stalking it. Don't need third gear. So I just, want to put to rest a lot of the concerns people have about, oh, well, it's too heavy to go anywhere. It just feels like a dual sport, man. Now, picking it up with the extra 30 pounds sucks, I'm sure. Or 40, actually, once it's full of gas. When it starts to tip, that's not going to be great. There are situations where that extra weight is going to suck and be noticeable, but if you're just riding, I don't really notice it too much, honestly. It's loose stuff. You got to carry momentum. There we go. It's easier to air it, better suspension, and more power to goose it off the end. So that's nice. Got that going for me, which is nice. Let's just cut this corner, because we can. The G out. Really glad I disabled that kickstand switch. This would suck. Oh my God, so much sliding, dude. This tire is like sand is slippery. Turning is negotiable. Okay, I've got a rocky climb up the back side. Yeah, this is where Grant got stuck that time. The line is to the left. Although I had to take the right on the way down because there was a truck right there. Remember that hill used to scare the shit out of me. It's not hard at all. Maybe this is the hill that I thought was scary. It's not bad either. Really at all. I don't like this. Speed up, bro. It's your only hope. Broad sweeping turns. Dude, it's just got a lot more torque at higher revs than any of my smaller dual sports. For sure. There is an advantage. It's not just all extra weight and cumbersomeness. It's definitely got more power and a better suspension. Not bad, dude. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. God, I love the power. There's just a lot of it. Oh, whew. Yeah, I didn't miss that as smoothly as I thought I was going to. Stock tires. Stock tires. They're so slidey. Oh, that is not what I was expecting. gear would be better for that. Yeah, definitely better. Chunky, chunky. She's fighting me a little. For the most part, seems to work. Yeah, now I'm excited to get some frickin' D sports on this and really push it in the sandy stuff. I think it'll be great. One advantage to the shitty tires in the sand is that you're not really committed to any one direction. It just pushes straight forward and you have a chance to just correct it. Ugh. Some great trails out here, as long as you don't mind sand and rocks. I love riding this place, and it's under snow for a lot of the year, so you only really get like a 4-month window. And then for 3 of those months, it's oppressively hot. So getting out on a day like this is a blessing. Oh, the whoops have been smoothed out, seems like. I remember this being a lot worse. Oof. Dude, whoo, that was close. Getting a little cocky with this front tire, I guess. Look at that mountain, gorgeous. Absolutely, that is slippery. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this thing. Look at that thing. I'm gonna take a picture right here. Hell yeah, dude. Not bad, huh? Not bad. So what have we learned today? Well, one, this thing's as capable as just about any dual sport I've ever been on, if a little heavy. Stock tires are not terrible, but definitely a limitation on certain types of surfaces, aka sand. But a big heavy light bike like this is always going to be a challenge on sand anyway. But man, having some knobbies where the front tire just doesn't go wherever the hell it feels like would be nice. But overall, pleasantly surprised. It was not difficult to ride this to the top of that expert section. Pleasantly surprised. It was maybe mildly different, mildly more difficult than the last time I went up there on the 450L, which is quite a bit lighter, but not a ton, not as much as you'd think. So it has a ton of power when you need it, very noticeable. The suspension is really good. I spend a lot more time airing off of things than I do on any other bike because you just don't have to work very hard to get the suspension to bump you up and to get the power you need to push the front end up. So it's pretty useful there. I do wish it had more low end grunt. That's something I'm going to complain about the whole time on this bike, just because it's not going to be a great trail bike. It's great for roads, stuff like this. Honestly, this isn't bad because you don't need to go slow. You need to go fast, but yeah, I'm happy with it. It's been really fun. And you know, it's a good bike for the price in particular. I just really think the value here is insane. And somebody who's looking for a little bit faster, a little more capable, a little better suspension than an entry-level bike, you could do a hell of a lot worse than this. It's a nice step up from the Rally, nice step up from the KLX 300, and it's 2 steps up from like the TW 200 and all that stuff. So great bike, enjoying it. Full review coming soon. We're, I don't know, 500 miles now, so it's almost oil change time. And then try to get up to 1,000. We'll do the full review, but until then, there's going to be a lot of testing and content and other shenanigans. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss it, and check out all the other videos in the KTM 390 Enduro R playlist. Also, if you didn't know, you can support the channel by using my affiliate links. There should be a full list of them in the description of every video and in a pinned comment below. So if you're shopping at Revzilla, Amazon, MotoCamp Nerd, Moscow Moto, if you're buying a brake free, if you're getting a pair of shades, Rocky Mountain ATV is a huge one. They have everything. You can click my link first. I'll get a commission. Doesn't cost you any extra. You support dorky motorcycling content. You can feel good about yourself. And little known fact, but clicking on those links will actually add 5 horsepower to your motorcycle. I promise. It's Don't test it, just believe me. That's all I need you to do. But anyway, thanks to everyone who continues to support the channel that way. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!